And welcome to the Milo Beasley Show. This week we are bringing you Survivor Series predictions coming to you from the
Suburban Chicago.
It's still the Chicago.
It's Rosemont.
I think that's where Rodney is. By the way, we're still sitting in thirds. Even though Rodney's not here, so you think we would split up or but no, we're still sitting as if the champ isn't here. The champ. So Rodney is our champ, but he's not here. He's been called away to more pressing duties than the Milo Beasley Show.
There are such things?
Yeah, imagine that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick off. This is a tremendous card. There's a ton of matches on here.
Yeah.
Well, more like a ton of names to be read off of a card. But
so
very true. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. We talked about the NXT Championship being defended here during our NXT predictions.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's between Killian, Dain, Damien, Priest, and Pete Dunne, who go on to take on Adam Cole. So
and we all picked somebody different. Oh no, we didn't all pick somebody different.
Yes, I believe.
You and I both picked Pete.
Okay.
Rodney took Killian. So nobody thinks Damien's gonna get it.
All right, sorry. So I'll start off. I'll go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I think, despite being forced into a War Games match, I think Adam Cole survives here. Although it would be a good way to weaken Adam Cole.
True.
Hey, maybe the winner of that three-way ends up in the cage to take on Adam Cole. But that's neither here nor there. Adam Cole's gonna win.
Baby. Rodney concurs.
Okay.
So.
Thanks, Rodney.
Yes.
Thanks for your input.
Mm-hmm. And as do I. This is a clean sweep.
Oh, awesome. It's easy.
Yeah.
Next up, a triple threat match.
Brand supremacy time.
Right. The women's champions. So we have what? We have the
Raw Women's
Champion Becky Lynch,
the man.
SmackDown Champion Bayley, and NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler.
Mm-hmm. I kicked this one off. I mean, you know which way I'm going. Which way do I always go when it comes to
Johnny Gargano?
Actually, no, I picked Adam Cole last time. And Gargano took place. No, it's the man. You can't go against the man.
I mean, you can.
You shouldn't.
I see Bayley just letting Shayna and Becky just beat the crap out of each other and stealing that victory at the end. Playing it smart. Work smarter, not harder.
Rodney thinks Shayna. He's going for the NXT upset. So we're already we were unanimous on the first one, and we're completely divided on this one. So chaos now ensues.
Next match, another match for brand supremacy. This time, the tag team's going at it. I know, Rodney. This time, the tag team's going at it. Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Experience.
Raiders.
Just the Viking Experience. There will always be the Viking Experience in my heart.
War Raiders.
Taking on the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Big E. Taking on the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. We'll take it to Rodney. What do you got to say?
Well, you know Rodney. Rodney always goes with the big man. He thinks the Viking Raiders.
See, I would love to hear his dialogue on this one because he's a huge Big E fan.
Yes, he is. But
he's a huge Undisputed fan.
Mm-hmm.
But he's picking.
But he always goes for the big man. You know
all right.
that.
So who are you going for then?
Actually, on this one, I think that the authors of pain get involved.
Not even in the match.
I know that. I think they get involved to establish their dominance on the Raw brand. I think they go in and I think they end up beating down the Viking Raiders. You know what I mean? In a situation to kind of set up a feud between them going forward. And I think as a result of that, that Kofi and Big E swoop in and take the W.
Interesting. I'm going to. See, Undisputed Era are in a War Games match. It's going to take a ton out of them.
Yep.
And this is going to affect all NXT competitors at Survivor Series, I think, especially the ones that had to fight the day before. And if you've already been in a War Games match, then how are you going to beat a team like Viking Raiders? And I'm not saying anything against the New Day, but I think the Viking Raiders are going to pick on their prey that is the wounded Undisputed Era. So Viking Raiders.
Or is this just your way of trying to push the New Day? Because when you don't pick them, they win.
Because when I don't pick them, they win. I think that only works in title matches.
Is that working title matches?
Next up, again, brand supremacy here at Survivor Series. A Survivor Series elimination match featuring the women of the WWE Team Raw, which is Captain Charlotte Flair, which a lot of people took exception to this past week. Natalya, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Sarah Logan taking on Team Smackdown with Captain Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross. I almost said Nikki Storm. I'm literally reading it off of a piece of paper. Taking on the unknown team
of NXT. Yeah, I think that plays to NXT's favor a little bit.
Right. I
don't know
do.
who you're preparing
especially
for.
Because this may be there may not be a lot of women on the roster who are competing in that War Games match the night before. So maybe they are coming off fresh. They're coming off fresh. They're coming in unknown, so you don't know who to prepare for. But that's still not going to stop Captain Charlotte Flair from taking the victory for Team Raw. You never know where I'm going.
You never know where you're going at. So Team Raw.
All right, Rodney.
Rodney.
Tell me the thing about this is.
The thing about that is this is what Rodney would say, as we all know.
Mm-hmm.
And Rodney is going with Team Raw as well.
Okay.
Rodney concurs with you. I, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
think that the unknown will play the factor in this particular one. I think that you have to give something to NXT on this show. You know, you've just moved them over to mainstream television from the network. You're putting them up head to head with the competition. You cannot completely bury them in every matchup there is. And I think this is the one that NXT can take. And that also played into my picks from last, because I think ultimately the captain of this team is going to be Rhea
All right, so
Ripley.
put your pick up there, and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
I'm picking NXT, and I think, like I said, I think the captain of the team is going to be Rhea Ripley, and that's why I picked them to go over in the War Games match, because it helps build them up for this match as a credible, reason.
You're wrong, because none of them are ready for Asuka. They weren't ready for Asuka when she was in NXT, and they're not ready for Asuka at Survivor Series.
I think that ship has sailed.
Nope, absolutely not. Next up, another three-way match featuring the secondary titles for each company. So, United States Champion AJ Styles taking on Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. I know you're a favorite. And taking on NXT North American Champion Roderick Strong.
I think the numbers play a factor in this one. I think, Roddy's got the Undisputed, but they will have already competed. Kind of worn down. Shinsuke's just got Sammy, but AJ's got both Gallows and Anderson, the greatest tag team in the world. So who will be fresh? So I'm saying AJ pulls out the W on this one.
I can't go against Roderick Strong, but I'm going to. In hindsight, maybe. I think that the cage match the night before is going to be the factor in a lot of these matches, and that's why I think AJ Styles is going to win. Again, numbers game, very very heavily on AJ's side.
Well, the thing about that is this, as Rodney would say,
Mm-hmm.
and Rodney actually is going to do what we thought you would probably do, and he's going with your boy.
Yeah, and that's why he's gonna win.
He's going with Roddy.
And that's why he's gonna win. Next up, a match for the WWE World Championship, which Paul Heyman did call it the championship
It says
of the world.
the title still says World Championship on it.
Yes.
So
Champion Brock Lesnar taking on challenger, former world champion Rey Mysterio.
former world champion, former WWE champion, former
Yes.
yada 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 champion.
Now, is this
and this is now a no holds barred match.
is this going to be a case of another giant killing Rey Mysterio Jr. match, or is this going to be Brock Lesnar destroys the little man in a couple minutes? Rodney?
Rodney's going with Brock,
Well,
as one would expect. As am I. They just put the belt on him. They're not taking it off.
If you allow Brock Lesnar to do anything with any weapon, with any piece of the building, any piece of the earth, he is going to hit you with it very hard, and you're not going to get up. Brock Lesnar for the victory. So, next up, the Survivor Series match, the men's Survivor Series match with Team Raw, Captain Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Ricochet taking on Team SmackDown, Captain Roman Reigns. Two couple little shields going on. Braun Strowman, which we all know. Baron Corbin, King Corbin. Mustafa Ali, which got his name back.
Yes, I was going to say, he's got his first name back.
And Chad Gable. I'm not going to... taking on
Shorty G.
NXT's
unknown.
The entire roster of NXT.
Honestly, I think when it's all said and done, this is probably going to be captained by Finn.
Okay.
That's my guess. And then what the other makeup, is, whether it's, Ciampa, Keith Lee.
I'm just going to go ahead
Priest,
and beat Rodney to it. You can have 100 guys on one side. And as long as you have Braun Strowman on one, you're not going to put his shoulders down. Braun Strowman.
Just Braun Strowman?
Just Braun.
Sole survivor?
It's Braun Strowman, yes. Of the building. When Brock Lesnar implodes it.
Yes, obviously Rodney's going with Team SmackDown because he would never pick against Braun. As am I. My reasoning isn't just the Braun Strowman thing. It's the move to Fox. You need to make SmackDown seem strong. They need to get, they need to get this W.
Yep. And next up, the main event of the evening for the WWE Universal Championship.
The newly blue.
Yes, the Blue Universal.
The Blue Universal.
The Blue Universal Championship. Hashtag. Champion, the Fiend Bray Wyatt, taking on challengers. Feels weird to say that. Daniel Bryan. What do you think?
I seem to remember hearing at one point in time that in the past you actually managed Bryan Danielson.
I did. Yeah, absolutely.
But even with that little bit of history, it's still not enough for him to overcome the Fiend. And the Fiend will retain.
Do you think the lights will be blue for this match now?
Hopefully they're just normal. Because that is getting really annoying. It's like watching a match through a virtual boy.
This is tough. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Bray Wyatt. It's gonna be all about mind games here. So I think the Fiend.
And the thing about that is this: Rodney was the only one of the three of us last month that actually picked Bray Wyatt to win it, and he's picking Bray Wyatt again.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. There are our Survivor Series predictions. Post your predictions down below in the YouTubes. And
next month,
yeah,
TLC.
Oh, I was hoping it was BLT.
No BLTs, unfortunately.
Can we have BLTs on the TLC show?
Oh, I'm game if you are.
So don't forget, post your predictions down below. Beat
I
us.
watch my
with
cholesterol
stuff.
though. I don't know, man.
And
Can we go turkey day?
maybe Rodney will show up. We'll see. Thanks for watching. See you guys.
Peace.
Later.